We are recording. Yes. Yeah, I saw the response, but um I'm just struggling with something unrelated here. This
Yep.
trying to set this is Tmax, Tmux, and
Mm-hmm.
it you can see that the window name here, I have window names, and
I
they
cannot see.
seem to be, you don't see. Why would you see? I didn't share screen. How could you see? Screen with 5 clicks, no less. And then you can see that the windows at the bottom, it's nice to have windows, and it's nice that they're showing me the last path of the present working directory. So if I go up, you can see, actually, they're not even doing that. Oh, they do
Oh, it just
eventually.
took a moment to change. Maybe they're polling because they can't hook into the CD or something.
Yeah, whatever it is, there's a command. I want to be able to change it at will, rename the window. So there's rename window, foo, but it never seems to take effect on whatever is actually written down there. And
Well,
ChatGPT doesn't know what to say. It was this, told me to do this, and this doesn't even seem to affect. And I'm just, I thought it would be easy. Like I didn't really dig into it.
so are those window names at the bottom?
Maybe, I thought, hey, maybe they're not window names.
Yeah.
I just don't know. And I tried seeing what my home manager config for them. It doesn't seem to have anything.
Yeah.
So I'm
I
a
mean,
bit of a
is
loss.
there some, what if you do like whatever your escape sequence is and then like S or something? Doesn't that show like a list with names or
S,
something? Yeah, like your control B S or something.
this,
No? Wow, I don't know what that is. Three windows.
sort. It says one,
Foo,
but
Zish, and one. Okay, so you probably have successfully renamed them.
I have, and yet this is not what
Okay, so those are not the
it's
names, I think.
printed.
I think that
Hmm?
settles that. Whatever is being displayed at the bottom. Oh, that's what I was looking for. How'd you get there?
It's
This
S.
tree at the
It's
top.
escape and then
Oh,
S.
okay. Oh, it was like collapsed. I see. Okay, that's. And then I haven't ever seen these previews before. I don't know if that's some new Tmux feature since I last really used
Hmm.
Tmux, or maybe some
Yeah.
setting you've got.
Not that
Uh,
I said myself.
sure. Okay, so yeah, that's. I think it settles that whatever is going on at the bottom of your Tmux is not about the names. It's something else.
Well, then what is
And it kind of makes sense, right? Like you wouldn't
big?
expect a Windows name to change just as you like CD around.
I have this from some sensible plugin. I
Hmm.
didn't see anything there that would path. These are just bindings.
Hmm.
You think it may be Catpuchin doing this? There's no way. Like, why would Catpuchin do anything other than colors?
Yeah, I wouldn't expect that.
A bunch of scripting in here.
Yeah.
Pulling inside the team. Na, 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 na. Oh,
What a
status
labor of love.
default. Yeah. Status default something something. I bet this is from here somewhere.
Is it easy to just skip that line of your config temporarily and confirm that stuff on bottom disappears?
Disable Catpuchin.
Yeah, like I said, there was like it looked like there was one line of code that was sourcing it or something.
I did not identify a line that might be
I
doing
mean
it.
the line
Just
of code
the
that
fact
got
that
us to this
it's
file.
yeah. Okay, can do that. I can do sorry. I can do editor config Emacs. Rename this Emacs conf. Sorry,
Tmux
copy.
tschmux.
How do we copy there? See, copy the file. Copy the file. That's not what I mean. I want to actually copy.
Duplicate the file? I don't know.
Um, Copy. F to filter. Copy. P. I don't want to copy. Maybe yank. Yank the selected files. Select, yank, paste. Me. Box. But it actually made this is not what copy would do. Just copy the link.
Right.
What's it called? Yazi? Yazi, ask yourself what would copy do? Max, E, Max, on, big, Max, Max, on. I believe that should do the trick, right?
Looks good.
Then open this up. Big, Max. This one. This is
Yeah.
Capuchin.
So if you just comment out that run shell
That
and
should
then
be
fire up a
enough.
fresh tmux, does
Fire up a
the thing
fresh
on the bottom
Tmux.
disappear?
No, it's the same. I don't know if it's fresh though. This must be fresh. But it's the same.
Okay, cool. So then let's just keep commenting out parts of your config.
So here's the sensible thingy.
Yeah.
Um, Now it's not sensible, but it's exactly the same.
Okay.
Who needs a config file? Comment it all out.
Back to stock.
No, I think my Tmux is somehow
Is it like wrapped?
still.
You know how
I
that
mean, why do
can
I have a
happen.
tmux.conf if, right? BTM, Tmux. Where's the command line? Can I get info about this? General process widget. Sort, open toggle process. Toggle, full command, big P. Wait, what? That's the full command. Tmux new session. But
Sure.
Tmux
Yeah, tmux
itself,
itself might be a make wrapper, right?
nearby. Yep, that's binary.
Okay, so what if you do like just nix run nix packages hashtag tmux?
Should not be nested.
Okay.
I
Can you
have
run that
this.
outside of a tmux?
Yes. Why does it happen on the other screen? I don't know. Come on. Cut me some slack. I think something like no tmux, alacrity. That
Nice.
worked.
Always good to have escape hash.
Yes.
So now if you do nix run or comma, I
Let's
guess if you still
run.
use comma, I don't know.
I do. And I get my config. It's like obviously
Okay,
I
so
can
then it's
say.
coming from your conf file. But I thought you commented out the whole conf file.
I did. Here it is. It's
Maybe it's a
saved.
/etc tmux something.
I
Like,
don't have that. Why would I have that?
I don't know. I'm just, I'm telling
Right.
you that's not a stock tmux configuration.
I don't have that. I use Home Manager for that.
Yeah,
Tmux. Let's make sure that no tmux is running.
yeah,
Maybe
like
the
that's
server
probably a good
has
question.
the.
Wait, is this file saved? Why do I see a plus sign on the top?
I thought I did. Wait, not an editor. Wait, hold on. Read only. It's read only. It was never saved.
Okay, great, cool.
Cool.
All right, that's a lot less weird, at least.
Mod plus write big
You can do
tmux.
wbang, right? Won't Vim do the chmodding for you if you do wbang?
I don't know.
Try
Oh,
wbang.
it already opened it read only, so now I gotta do this.
There you go.
And let's open another. But let's make sure the tmux is closed.
Yep.
I think it's closed. I mean, if I. Oh.
There we
Okay.
go. That looks like a stop.
Okay, now we uncomment things. Here. I don't know. Like the whole. Now these are commented out, the two plugins.
Great.
Here's a new one. I don't think it's a new one. I think I need to do this to get a new one. Okay. Cat Puccin, uncomment, right, open. Cat Puccin did it.
Interesting. That's more than colors.
That's more than callers. Okay, I have a lead. Thank you for your help. I won't do this won't spend any more time doing this. I have a lead.
Okay.
Cat Puccin is doing this.
Cool.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you for the inspiration.
Sure thing.
I take command. Take the helm.
Okay. Well, you're already sharing your screen, so let's
No, I take
read.
command.
You're
You take
taking
the helm.
command.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Sorry. Let's go for it. Okay. Oh, there's my little tmux experiment there. Tmux ls. How do you kill this thing? I don't know. Does that do it? Tmux ls.
What are you
Okay.
trying to do?
Goodbye.
Oh,
I started a tmux to test that out. Oh, I did not mean to click on that. Okay. Here we
let's
go.
please read. I went over it quickly, but let's please read it better for me.
Yep. So I linked to that somewhere. I'm gonna scroll through our little chat.
And you
Hopefully,
totally came through on that. You reported it properly to the
thank you.
proper place. You found the existing issue,
I found the authorities. uh,
and you got no less than the Robert Hensing that we have mentioned before, and I have.
yeah. Okay. So do you want me to like summarize this for the video, or like should we just go straight to the answer?
I'll read it. My dam and I just ran into a flavor of this diamond dependency issue. Our flake has three NixOS modules structured like this: module common, module A, which imports module common, module B, which imports module common. The way we have our flake structured results in common being an anonymous module with no key. We're getting errors from the Nix packages module system complaining that common is declaring options that already exist. The problem goes away if we declare a key in our shared module. Can you show me that, please?
Yeah. Also, I clearly reworked this thing a bit and I switched from the word shared to common. I just want to make this consistent. We declare a key in our common module. Okay. So that's this right here.
Is this a best practice? That's the key. It's an NixOS module. Or? don't think it matters whether an XJS module or any other config module,
Right.
X packages module. And so a key is a special attribute in a module, and it can be in the same scope as all the other config
I think it
values.
has to be. Yeah.
But does it end up like in config? No, it's not. It's at the top
It's not
level.
an
It's where
option or
options and
right.
config, the sibling of options and config.
But that's a good point. It might mean that if you use this key thing, you're forced to, because you know how config is optional if everything's config.
Yes.
So it might be that if we wanted to add a key, it'll force us to like add a config
I'm
option
yeah,
section.
I'm pretty sure that that's the case. Because
Although it
otherwise it
seems
would
like
be mm, maybe
when
it's
we
an
get to
option.
Robert's answer, it
Okay.
seems like there's tooling at least in Flake Parts to do some of this for you. So that might be what we end up doing.
Okay. The way we have a certain we're getting errors from the X packages modules complaining, Problem goes away if you declare a key in our common module. I put together a hold on.
Simple self-contained compilable correct example or something. You know that website, right?
I don't. Simple
Oh,
self-contained compilable example.
I love this. I love putting these together. Just the like, absolutely no bullshit. Here's the example that demonstrates the issue. Not
Yeah,
take a
that's
look at my massive repo with a bunch of unrelated crap. Just and Nix makes it so easy to put those together because it's like you can create these self-contained repositories. You don't need to say install this version of Ruby and that version of Python, or
word.
create this config file in your home directory.
Okay. La da da da. I'm left with some questions. Should all anonymous modules explicitly declare a key? What's not an anonymous module?
When you just reference it with a path,
So the
so
path is
like
the name
because we're
of the
not doing
mod.
import path, right? The
Yep.
module system does the
We're
import
given a
from the hood,
value.
and it uses the file path um,
Okay.
to put together the key. So that's a non-anonymous module. I'm using vocabulary that Robert possibly invented when filing this issue. I don't think this is like documented,
Formalized.
standardized, formalized, yeah.
Okay. If
Which is
yes.
why I put it in quotes every time.
Okay. If yes, is this documented anywhere? Could we make this more discoverable, perhaps by changing the Nix-Packages module system to error out if a key is not specified? If no, what is the right way to solve the issue described in this? You're asking, maybe we're doing something that is incorrect. It's incorrect usage, but it's not enforced, so we just are left to suffer the consequences.
Yeah,
And like, go
yeah,
figure
like
what,
this was hard, right?
why.
This was we're fairly comfortable with the module system.
Yeah, this is definitely a gotcha. So anonymous modules, not like basically non-path, but it's obvious that this problem is only occurring when the anonymous module appears as it's attempted to be imported more than once.
Yes,
So I'm not saying it's not reasonable to ask the question whether all anonymous modules declare a key. Just saying the problem appears only when it's attempted to, and if it's inline, then obviously it's not going to be imported more than once.
because nobody can get their hand on it.
Right.
That's true.
Could
So
we
yeah, it's
make this
really
more?
like
Mm-hmm.
exposed or grabbable or something. I don't know what the right word is, but anonymous modules that people could get their hands on. Certainly ones that are exported from a flake are examples of things that are prime, ripe for this issue.
Yep. Let's make okay. If no, what is the right way to solve the issue described in this sample repo?
That's the thing.
Um,
same sample
Yeah,
repo again.
what you described. Or perhaps the answer is ideally no, but it's an unsolved problem. What is ideally no? No what?
So I think
Like,
I I read through this thing when Robert introduced import apply, and there's a conversation thread between him and Sylvan here, which like talks about deduplication and because this import apply function that
I'm
Robert
not
added
familiar
does.
with it.
So I think this is the thing I, what I read from this was if you're ever in importing a module from a so-called rich scope, which is a term I'd never heard before, but like an example of you want to pass some extra stuff into the module, which is like a classic thing that you need to do somehow in flakes, right? Because you're like trying to grab something from one of your imports, well, from one of your flake imports, and you need to pass that down into the module. And so Robert introduced this to solve that problem. Like I read through this whole thing. So he's saying
Huh?
bring variables from rich scopes to modules defined in separate files. You get it for free if the module's defined. Like if you put everything in your flake.next, then you can just reference variables in a
Yeah.
higher scope. But if you're trying to break things apart, then you can't. And so you can use import, but import throws away the path, as we'll see in Robert's answer below, and so that's why import apply
May I see the
exists.
implementation of import apply?
Sure. Do we want to read the doc string or go straight to the code?
Just the code.
Okay, pretty simple. Import blah, the
Wait,
arg gets passed.
where is it? I'm sorry.
This is it,
What
right
is
here.
import apply? This is import apply?
Yeah,
Okay.
two functions, a path and an argument.
Module path. Yep, I remember it takes the module path because it imports and the static arg, which is like what, an attr set? Is it?
Probably often an attr set, but it could just be a positional parameter.
It could. So what does the module look like then?
It would be a it would look like a function that returns a module.
Oh, really? Oh,
And we've structured modules like that before to solve this exact
yeah,
problem.
but modules don't like that. I kind of,
What do
but
you mean?
because there's this helper, then so what do you call a module that is not really a module yet that will be imported with import apply,
I mean,
except for a function
it's
that returns a
implied that
module?
Robert thinks of it as a module, right? Like he calls it this variable is called module path, which
Sure,
implies it's a
sure.
path to a module.
Oh,
I agree that the vocabulary feels a little ambiguous here.
okay, can we have a name for it?
uh, a function that returns a module. That's kind of a
Mm-hmm.
mouthful. A module builder.
How about a make module?
Sure. Make make module would be a good name for a function that returns a module. Guess if you want a noun form, it would be a module maker or something.
Okay, module maker.
So yeah, if you have a module maker, you definitely want to use import apply. What I did not get, and I read this whole thing yesterday, I didn't realize that Robert says you should use import apply even if you don't have an argument to apply, which was surprising to me, and I don't actually really grok that yet because it looks like this takes two
Where does he
arguments
say that?
in his answer below. So we'll get there soon.
Wait, so hold on, the implementation. Lib set default module location, module path. Oh, it resets the module path because import omits it.
Exactly.
I see.
But it does it in some way that doesn't trigger the
May I see set
deduplication
default
logic.
module location? Is that part of this,
I
or
don't
is it
know.
existing?
Probably existing, but we
Hey,
can take a look at
Jeremy,
it.
try
Yes.
this. Open up Nix REPL, Nix packages, and then try :doc space
Okay.
lib dot the that function set default something.
Okay.
It's
That's
simply
something.
undocumented yet. Try it on a one that is documented
Four, six, one.
if you are not familiar with this.
Looks like it's documented, but there's just a magic format to these that this isn't obeying.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
underscore file. But noticeably, it does not
That
set
hold on. Let me
underscore.
not that fast. Set default module location file. That's a path, isn't it? And M is the module.
Yeah.
And then we get an attr set where underscore file equals file. And then imp. Oh, okay. That's a hack. I mean, hack is
Yeah,
not a
it's
terrible.
just a wrapper. I'm
Yeah,
surprised
it's
he's not
just.
merging it into M. That's what I would have
Yeah.
thought to do.
Doesn't merge what?
Like you could have merged this key underscore file and
No, you
like
cannot
built
because
in.
it could be a function module.
But haven't
That's
we
not
imported it by then?
M. You
Like at this
import, then you
point,
get
it's
a
imported.
function.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Good point. Right. So yeah, this sets underscore file, but notably does not set key. Key is the thing that's relevant for deduplication.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can see that up here. We're actually at the code. So
Oh
it's
boy.
super non-obvious, and I'm a little
Oh boy.
annoyed, but this is the code right here that filters modules by key because there's this concept of like disabling modules. Because you know how like in the NixOS Nix packages universe, every module is imported, and then
Yes.
everyone has the enabled field. And you told me about how actually maybe we could change that and just make them enabled when you import them. But that's the way it works right now. So there's this like disable
Yeah.
mechanism that like you feed it a list of strings, and you can see here it's like basically building up this list of disabled keys,
That
and
is
then
if you wanted to optimize your evaluation time.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Which yeah, seems insane. Like I'd much prefer that it's like I have to pull things in when I need them, not I have to reject the things I don't need. But what's not obvious, like it's not mentioned here, right? Or it's implied here. It returns the final list of unique by key modules. It's like, oh, so this thing's doing deduplication, right? It's not just filtering, like at least if you blindly trust the doc string. But then if you read the code, it's like super non-obvious where the deduplication's occurring, right? Like, okay, so we're rejecting stuff from the list, sure. And then where is the actual like
Deduplication can be just implicit in the way
yeah,
that merging
the
of
way that
attr
you
sets.
build exactly. So I don't like the way this code's like structured or documented, but um, that's what's going on. That seems to be what's going on here, and I honestly don't know exactly where the implicit deduplication is.
Does it
I got
matter?
it doesn't matter, which is why I stopped. But I
Uh-huh.
was just annoyed, and since we're looking at the code, I wanted to share my annoyance. So, anyways, that's the relevant code. Popping the stack here. This conversation between Robert and Sylvan is very interesting, which is talking about, hey, why can't what do we need to do to like automatically support deduplication? It's a really interesting thread, which I read through, but I don't know if we want to take the time to do it. But it basically turned into the TLDR on this is, I think we'd like to be able to do deduplication. There are a few ideas for how to do it, and none of them have been implemented yet. And that's what Robert filed this issue to figure that
Yeah,
out.
give me this, please. What's
Give
it?
you what?
I just want to follow 215496.
Oh, that's the one. That's how we got here. This is the one where
Okay.
this is the
Okay.
module system detect and report erroneous diamond dependency. So we've gone in a loop.
Okay.
But the way we got here is because I said what I got from that thread is actually they aren't interested in having people set key explicitly because one of the downsides of setting key is you might actually deduplicate things that truly are different and you'd rather get an error about them, right? Like if you and I define two modules and just happen to use the same key, or if you and I somehow got our hands on two different versions of our module because we had two different flake imports, um, like to different Git references of some project or
Yeah.
something, I would like to get a clear error message saying, hey, what the heck are you trying to do?
Yeah.
You're trying to use two different versions of the same thing,
Yeah.
but that's not how the code's written right now. And it's not like the code can trivially be changed. Somebody needs to invent some mechanism for deduplicating these things. And I'm not enough of a Nix guru to know what that mechanism can or should be. But that thread between him and uh, Sylvan is, I think, where the ideas are currently captured. So, yeah. Shall we look at Robert's answer now?
Please.
Okay, great. And then this is the thing I just mentioned. The downside of adding a key is it could erroneously deduplicate modules that are actually distinct, leading to only one of them taking effect, silently ignoring the others. And then that's what actually resulted in him filing this issue. So it's a trade-off where we have to try and pick the lesser evil on a case-by-case basis until we have a mechanism by which this conflict can be detected. And then I asked, should all anonymous modules explicitly declare a key? No, anonymous modules that are only part of the imports. So like you said earlier, Shahar, nobody's ever going to get their hands on this thing because they're not in a binding, right? So no reason to bother. But things that are exposed as a flake output or in a let binding, these need a key. And in my opinion, the worst part about all this is like there's nothing enforcing this. You just have to know. And like what's even worse is it's like the kind of problem that for simple stuff you won't run into until like way down the road. And then his comment on the sample repo I put together, I use import, and then he like goes on a whole rant here about how you should never use import. And I think he's saying you should never use import in the context of the module system, but he isn't clear about that here. So he says import anonymizes, it consumes the path and doesn't give it back. Never use it on a module unless you want to apply a module's effect twice, which would be strange. Just never do it. It's bad for deduplication and bad for error message quality. Import apply does not degrade error message quality, but still does not deduplicate. And then here's an example of him using import apply with foo.next twice and setting
The
self
question is,
to.
I would probably ask in that Sylvan Robert discussion is, why isn't underscore file used for deduplication?
I mean, I think we might know the answer to that now, which is it's nice to be able to annotate get better error messages without triggering the deduplication logic.
What's what?
So like for instance, this right here is an example of like two different modules being produced, right? Like we're invoking a module maker and it's producing arguably two different modules.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
Yeah.
the file is foo.next, but like the key should arguably be some like function of the inputs of the arguments here. If they're supposed to not be used, it's like up to you as the module writer. Maybe you actually do intend
Yeah.
to let people build two different modules that should have separate keys and can be used together, or you don't, and so they actually should have the same key. But either way, it's different than the file.
Okay.
So I don't know. I mean, like, and then the example he gave here, like in my sample repo, I'm not passing arguments to the foo.next. So I, I don't understand how you'd use import apply when you don't actually have arguments to apply, but I don't really
Wait,
care.
wait, hold on. Why did you get the impression that Robert recommended using import apply at all and not just instead of import?
Yeah, but I don't understand how to use import apply instead of import in this sample repo. Like, I assume he was giving me feedback on the code I wrote in this repo.
Well, yes, but it doesn't apply. Import apply doesn't apply
Yeah.
to this example because your functions are not. Wait, hold on.
Right.
Import apply. Import apply. Yeah, it simply doesn't because it expects your module to be a module maker.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm confused about like why he quoted me here because this smells to me like
Because
he's saying, "Hey,
uh,
the code you wrote is wrong,"
show
or
me the
should
code you
yeah,
wrote. Show me that code where the import
yeah.
exists.
Okay. So Flake.next, the relevant part is these various configs. So I'll go there. So there are three things. There's use module binding.
Yeah, just show me where
This
the
is
import is.
demonstrating the issue here where Vim option gets used twice. And it's a thing that I imported. And it's not a module maker, it's just a module.
Okay, look. Um, the reason you use the import here is because you simply wanted to have this thing twice.
Yes.
Um, it's somewhat unnatural. The thing is, the imports list of the module system can take
Okay.
paths.
Okay, that's fair. You're right. Anytime that you would use anytime you're importing a module. Okay. Yeah. All right. So you should never import a module for because there's one of two things you should do instead. You should either just use the damn path
Yeah,
or you should use import apply. So, okay. Good point.
there you
You're
go.
right. In the context of modules, he's absolutely right. You should never use import. That doesn't mean you should always use import apply. And that's what I was
Right.
confused by. Okay. Thank you. That helps.
You're welcome.
Um, and I was aware of that when I wrote that code, but I was trying to demonstrate the issue and I was trying to demonstrate it simply. And I could have just written it as a module maker and used import apply and it still would have had the same issue. But that just would have been more complicated code. I also don't know if I knew about import apply when I wrote that stuff yesterday. So anyways, um, for flakes in particular, I would recommend to always set the file and key generically. So the file is so you get good error messages. The key is so that you get deduplication.
What is generically?
I don't know. Um, if you use flake parts, this module sets a file and key for you. So this will
No
probably
way.
have
What
some
is
generic.
that?
Yeah, so we got to take a look at that. Do you want to take a look at that now?
Yes, please.
Okay, great. So, hey, here's the word generic again. It provides a generic modules flake
Hold on.
output
What is
attribute.
this module? What is
This is a flake parts module that we can use. It's called flake parts modules.
okay?
You can see it getting used right here.
Okay, but please from the start.
Yeah. The point just being this is a flake parts module. That's what this means. Like this
Generic
is a
modules
thing you can
flake.
opt into
Sure,
using
and
when
I
you're using flake
wanna
parts.
I want to understand what this does. You think it's too early to read this?
No, no, no. I think this is
Okay.
fine to read.
This module provides a generic modules flake output. Oh, it's a flake output attribute, but we don't want to export those particular modules.
Well, that's going to be a conversation you and I get to have today, because
That.
I
Mm-hmm.
might make the case that the simplest way to solve our problems would be to use this thing and like underscore prefix the stuff that people shouldn't use. If we don't like that, then we have to solve the problem, perhaps by reading the code of how this thing works and lifting that up into our implementation.
So it seems like it's doing some more than just. Furthermore, it adds basic type checking. The modules can't be imported into the wrong class of configurations. For example, if a home manager module would be loaded into an XOS configuration, it becomes a simple type error instead of a complicated message about undeclared options. Example with system. What is with system? What is that? What is that? What
This is
is?
one of the many parameters, like you can do flake or self or whatever. This is it. What we are looking at
Yeah.
here is a
Okay. No,
flake
I get it. It's a top level Flake module.
Exactly. There's no person
Flake
here.
modules NixOS. So it's namespaced. My preferences equals NixOS preferences. Nix. That's exposing a NixOS module called my preferences. Flake modules NixOS my service is also exposing a NixOS module called my service. Packages imports services my service package blah with system.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
an example of how
I
to
think
use
the
packages.
example isn't very interesting other than this part, right? Everything else is just, yeah, there's some modules being defined.
Yeah, okay.
And then I don't think we get a lot from this. It's just, here's how to use it. Okay, it's a module. You opt into it by adding it to your list of imports. And then documentation of the output. Yep, Flake, we knew about that one. This is the new one, Flake modules. Group of modules published by the Flake. And what's neat about this is it's not NixOS module specific. The outer attributes declare the class of the modules within it. The special attribute generic does not declare a class, allowing its modules to be used in any module class. So it's possible we could even have like a, no, probably not. Never mind. I was wondering if we could have like a private class.
Welcome, Samyak.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
We are recording.
Okay.
So what are we looking at? So here's an outer set called Nixos, which
Okay.
has a couple of modules in it. And then if you're not publishing a module, but also using it locally, create a let binding. Hey, Sahar. Okay. To declare it before calling make flake, so you can use it in both places. Okay. Okay. This is hyper relevant to our interests.
Yeah, Samyak, there's a bunch of context you're missing here.
Okay.
Take about half an hour to explain.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not that much.
I can try to follow.
So the short version, I guess, is
Yeah.
we have learned about a fairly, in my opinion, deep quirk about the Nix packages module system, which
Oh,
we coded ourselves into and got stumped by yesterday, which is normally when you're using NixOS modules and importing them, you kind of just reference them by path, and there's some kind of automagic deduplication that occurs under the hood when you're referencing these things by path. So if you end up referencing them twice, like if they show up multiple times in your imports, nothing weird happens. They only actually end up getting imported once. But if you're referencing like a binding, I guess I'll just show you, I can show you the output because that's the error we ran into. Um, so I put together 3 different ways of double using a module. in this repo here,
Okay.
and then I'll just show you, I guess, what those look like real fast. So the classic way is to just use a file path, right? Like if you
Yeah.
import a module twice, this will work fine. This gets deduplicated.
Mm-hmm.
And in this example, it's really obvious and dumb, but the way that this happens in real life is like some sort of diamond dependency. I'm using this, and then I'm using something else that also uses this. So
Oh.
this can happen in real life, and this works fine.
Okay.
But when you're using flakes, you're not referencing these things by file path, you're referencing them by binding. So like you'll end up having code that sort of looks more like what I've got here, where you get this somehow from some other Flakes outputs, where it defines some NixOS modules, and then maybe you have a diamond thing going on, where you reference it and then you use something else that references it. And this is what we coded ourselves
Yeah.
into yesterday, where we have this like common module that's used by API and Fetcher. And so if you pull in both API and Fetcher, then they both pull in the common module. And we found out that it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't getting deduplicated. And then I
Oh.
did some more reading yesterday, and I learned that actually you can define a key. So this is the same as the last one, but works. It's
Mm-hmm.
still doing an import with a let binding, importing it twice. The difference is what's going on
Okay.
here. So I'll just show you what the output is like, just to demonstrate this. If you use a file path, nothing interesting. You just get an NixOS module. This is me evaluating the config. Here's the thing we were
Mm-hmm.
running into yesterday. So you can see I have the trace statement. You can see that our module got imported twice and it tried to declare an option twice. The option is already declared, so you get this error and can't proceed. But then if you add a key, you'll see it's back to like the previous one where, oh, okay, it only gets imported once and everything works out great. And so then the question is, are you supposed to use this key thing? Because it's totally undocumented. And so that's what I found this issue talking about diamond dependencies in the module system. And we got a very comprehensive answer from Robert. He basically said, the answer that these are called anonymous modules when you're not referencing them by path. The answer isn't you should always declare key or no, you should never declare key. It's sort of a like nuanced, like it's the best way to solve some problems right now. So basically, if you're declaring a module that somebody can get a reference to, then you should declare key and you should also declare file, apparently, so that they get better error messages. And I think there's some hope to like handle the deduplication automatically in the future, but that hasn't happened yet. Who did I get reactions from? Oh, thank you guys for the reactions. Um, so and then what we were doing is we were reading through Robert's thing, his very comprehensive answer. And then he pointed us to a Flake Parts module that sets key and file and key for you. And that's what we're reading up on
Oh.
right now.
Oh.
So that's this module over here. It's called flakeparts.modules. And
Mm-hmm.
who knows what all it does, but one or two of the things it does is to do this key and file for us.
Oh. Okay. And
And so we're
because we
reading about
already
this
use
option.
Flake parts, we can just use this.
Hopefully. One
Okay.
thing that's going to be possibly quirky is we would rather not expose our common module as a Flake output. And it's
Mm-hmm.
possible that anything you shove through this mechanism that we're looking at here is going to show up as a public like Flake output. And so we
And
might get to have a debate about if we think that's the least evil or not. But
okay. Yeah,
we were just reading
makes
this
sense.
example code and I
Thank
was
you
getting
for the
excited.
context.
Sorry?
Thank you for the context.
Sure, totally. So I was getting excited by this, which is this comment here, which says, if you're not just publishing a module, okay. I read this
Yeah.
a little too fast and loose. This is saying if you're using it locally and publishing it, which is different, where we're only using it locally and would rather not publish it. No. Okay. maybe not relevant. Flake.foo. That said, I'm not really understanding this code. Oh, this is about what we can set flake.modules to. So that's the context. So you'd say something like flake.modules equals this whole adder set right here.
Oh,
And so here's an example of some NixOS configurations. Oh, interesting. Wait, these are NixOS configurations, not NixOS modules. Huh, okay, I just learned something that makes sense. NixOS configurations are themselves the module
modules.
system.
No, they're not.
Is this comment a lie?
It's misleading.
Okay.
A NixOS configuration in the Flakes schema that lives under
Yeah.
outputs NixOS configurations
hmm
is the result of calling NixOS system.
This thing right here. We're talking about this output.
Even showing an empty adder set there is misleading, because that value is supposed to be the result of calling NixOS system.
hmm
NixOS system is the thing that evaluates a list of modules, NixOS modules, into a NixOS configuration.
Uh-huh.
So that sentence is misleading because it's referring to maybe a top level NixOS module that imports all the rest of the NixOS module and could be on its own evaluated into an NixOS configuration. It calls it a configuration.
hmm Okay. So should this actually say NixOS modules or modules with class NixOS?
Yes, it should.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Great. So that makes sense. And we see 3 different modules being defined here. And then, there are other types of modules in the world, like a flake parts module, which your flake might choose to expose. We're using tree formats flake part module, for instance, in our flake, and that's very convenient. Um,
Yeah.
so this seems like contradictory to the stuff we've read about, like extracting this into a let binding. Seems like then you wouldn't benefit from the key and file stuff that this module supposedly does for you, but is also not documented. So I think we got to read the code to see what this thing does. Should we do that?
Um, this was recommended by Robert Hensing as something that just solves it for you.
Yep.
And we don't understand how it solves it for us, right?
It's certainly not documented here, but I'm sure if we read the code, we'd see that it's setting key.
But you also have no idea how it solves it for us, right?
No, I mean, I know that it solves it by setting, he told us how it solves it. It sets a file and a key.
But how can it know the file?
Well, we got to read the code.
It cannot know the file.
Sure.
It can
Well, I mean,
possibly
it must be
know.
constructing a file name somehow. It might be.
Sure. Yeah, maybe there's some metadata that available to Nix that has to do with like where the literal originated from.
Yeah, I don't know. We could look at the code.
Okay, let's do that.
Great. So flake parts dot modules. I don't know where the code is. Do you think it's part of core flake parts, or is it a separate thing? Okay, yeah, it's coming from flake parts. So there's a thing called flake modules. Okay, let's take a look at this thing. Pull first Git operation of the day or GitHub operation of the day. Right. Um, I want to look at. Oh, yeah, we're probably long over on time. If I just heard a beep, should we rotate?
Please.
Okay, great.
Jeremy, take command.
Okay. Samya, can we see your screen? And I'll share some links. And look. Oh, you're already there. Awesome.
Click bars.
Oh, hey, there's a link. Right.
This. Oh,
Awesome. Hey, look at that. Underscore file. Add info.
and
Hey, to do set key? What? Are we looking at main? Or is this some permalink?
yeah, I mean,
Did Robert lie to us, Shahar?
was
He said he reaches into the source of the universe and extracts pure, unfiltered truth.
I guess he just forgot that this is not complete.
I'm kidding.
Flake module.
Wait,
That's
where
key.
did you go? Sorry, I don't know how you got there.
Oh, I got
You
the
just search
search
for
for
key?
key. Yeah, string key. I see. Flake modules.
Okay.
Is
Nice.
this the one? Flake mod-
This is, what is that? It's an option.
an option.
What is apply?
I think that's a way to massage the value of an option.
Okay.
So this seems like exactly what he promised this thing would do for us.
What is you apply mapping the attributes? Apply would mean that, oh, this is expected to be an adder set then.
Saying, which makes sense, right? Because this thing, like the top level keys are the class. It's like NixOS or Flake or the types of modules.
Oh, is it
I
Flake
think so.
modules option? Okay. No, that's if in that case it makes sense. It's the class.
So let's go.
Sorry, could you get back there?
Is it this one?
Right.
This address?
Well, no, I think it's the whole stuff, the whole code block is what we're talking about.
If each attribute has these, it's supposed to end up as a module, so it must be not the top level. That is the top level.
This
Options Flake.
Oh, got it.
Flake is an option. Submodule.
Okay, cool.
Another
That makes more
module.
sense.
So what the key end up being?
The key is just the name of it. So it's like if you flip back to the code we were looking at, I think
Two
K.
string module location. Where's module location from? Module location is like a global. It's the location of this module.
No idea.
I suppose this is provided by Flake parts. So it's the location of this module, and then hash Flake modules dot K.
The name.
So it's unified using the module location of this module, which is unique. and then K, which is the key. Okay, so within the namespace of all the modules that you, yeah, but you know what? Wouldn't this mean that across, yeah, okay, no, that makes sense because you're allowed to have the same key if it's different class.
Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't use those. You
Oh,
wouldn't try to compose them.
They're not in the same namespace. Okay. Okay. So I agree that this would probably solve a problem because of the key is provided. And I also agree that it's not a big deal if we end up making these modules public,
Great.
especially because even if they will be imported explicitly, they
There's
will
no.
just be deduplicated. So
The
it's
biggest risk, I think, for breakage is if we wanted to rename it in the future, and then our users, if they happened to have a reference to it, things could break for them.
yeah, true.
Pythonista and me would just put an underscore in front of the names and just
But
say,
how about we can use this thing, and I think we should use this thing. Um, but that would be a breaking change because it also did it. No, it. I mean, what do the outputs of this thing end up being? If we use this, what do the outputs end up being? Can we see the implementation again? It's like it doesn't.
excuse me.
was the other file?
That is. Is that
It's
all?
just, yeah, that's the whole file.
This is not. Does not look like implementations. Looks like just definitions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe it's that modules.mix.
Modules. Maybe modules.
Okay. Mm,
Maybe what he
this is
has to do here
also
is like
option.
split it.
Sorry, I'm not looking. I'm
No, these are just options.
okay. Just
Yeah,
options.
just option.
Yeah, I don't understand how this results in
What
Flake
about the
output.
modules directory?
Mm,
Okay, so there's NixOS
mm,
modules, right?
mm, option.
More options. The heck?
Hey,
Apply.
that sits under file for you, but does not
Oh,
set
Mm-hmm.
key.
transposition. Maybe it's transposition, or we could literally search for NixOS modules because we kind of expect
Yeah,
it because the flake schema defines where this ends up.
right.
Flake schema
So
says the default flake schema says NixOS modules should live under NixOS modules output.
Oh, we search for that
Yeah, literal NixOS modules. Oh,
option.
that's an option.
All rules. This no, that's the template.
mhm.
That's a test. Mm, That's
I think it's that first one on line 15.
that's the one we just saw. The
Yeah.
option called Pixels.
So I think that's the thing that turns into the flake output. But then I guess the question is, how do those other ones get massaged into values for this thing.
What
So
gets?
sorry, let's keep reading.
Do we see the template?
Oh, is that it? Are we out of code to look at?
Probably just assume that it follows the flake schema, default
Yeah,
flake
I mean,
schema.
we can try using it and run Nick Flake show, and maybe we'll be surprised, but maybe we won't be.
Another option we have regarding the Another option that we have is to make it private is to set the key ourselves.
Yep, we could do that.
It's
Oh, I forgot the time.
small price to pay.
Probably next.
All right, a hand command to you, Soumya.
Don't take the help.
Got the ham. By the way, Samyak, your
Yep.
microphone gain is still super low.
Yeah. Tried to figure it out before the call. It's still low. I don't know what it is.
This is our branch. There's an editor. So there's common. Where are they? Shared.
API.nix API /
Nix.
init module.
This imports that. And we said our best design is to make them, is to do this. Right?
You're talking about the design where we don't export these to the world.
Mm-hmm.
They're not a flake output. Yes.
This is something different. So this comes from here.
Mm-hmm.
Do the same in Fetcher. Module. This is that.
Mm-hmm.
This is removed. This is added.
Beautiful.
Can clean up this. Wait, there's this as well. So that's also private mixed with modules common. I don't see why we need both DB and common. I think common will go away.
Common is how we're shoving packages around.
Yep.
I think you're right that since these are all flake part modules, we can get our hands on the packages some other way now.
Yeah. So I think let's do that so we don't have this anymore.
Let's get things working first, and then.
Okay, the private, but it affects our, because we don't need, we don't have multiple. Anyway.
I mean, I think
But
common
where did we
happens to
place
work
them?
because we accidentally wrote it as a
DB.
so-called mergeable module.
Why didn't I find this? I searched for private. Oh, maybe I mistyped. See, the parent private has default.nix and it imports only this.
Okay. I see.
So here is
Yeah, so you're right. The code we wrote with common doesn't work right now. So I guess we should just deal with it.
so private common. It won't be here, and fetcher. This will be the API Next.js module common, and that would probably be currently here,
Probably.
and let's see what's actually inside there and where it's used. It's more important where it's used, right? Most likely in API Next.js module and fetcher Next.js module. It's like underscore package. See this?
Yep.
Config PR tracker per packages. This and that. It's exactly the
Yes.
single thing. So all we need to do is now obtain them through the outputs of the of
Yep. And this will be a fun
self
example
package
of we need, that's a system specific thing.
with system.
I think with system is the Flake Parts way of doing that. Yeah.
How does that work?
It basically just lets you get into, you know how the per system takes those arguments? It just lets you get into that context when you have the system some other way.
Okay. No, I get it. This functional programming is magic. With system, then instead of whatever this, uh, currently is, option API. API is what? Name of what? Okay, it's like it's accessed by attribute. So this will be self packages with system.
It'll be self prime.
So prime. What
Because
does
it's
with
this,
system do then?
well, sorry, with system is going to like invoke a callback that we give it. And the callback is going to take self prime as a parameter.
Tell me what to write.
So it's with system something. I don't know what the something is. And then the callback is going to be a function. So what we can do is we can write that function right now. So
But I think some parentheses are necessary.
yeah,
Also, what the heck is this then? Inherit packages text.
I don't know. Oh, that's part of defining the option, I guess.
But we're not defining. We're defining an option here?
Looks like it. Because people can override the package, right?
Yeah. Packages text. Okay. Yeah, so whatever this will be in okay,
But I think API is not part of this. That's just a
rotated.
string.
Don't take command.
Jeremy, take that.
Yeah, I'll zoom in a little. And we got a timer going, maybe. Can't see it. Oh, too many things open. There we go. Got a timer. Ugh. Okay. So, what file were we in?
API
API
Next.js
Next.js module.
module.
Okay. Great. Okay. And so going back to what we had a moment ago, or sorry, what I think we need is an attr set that contains API to get returned here. API is an argument to make package option, right? It's like the key in the attr set that we're using, in the package set that we're using.
Make package option takes two arguments. An attr set,
Yeah.
where packages live, and the attribute name.
Yeah. So what we're doing here is we need to build the
attr
package
set.
set, the attr set, the package
What's
Yes.
the
set.
third argument?
Sorry, Samya?
What's the third argument? The attr set?
And maybe you're
Packages
right that it takes
text.
another argument, which is like options.
Yeah, it's, I guess, a
Oh.
description, packages text. It's probably for the documentation. And it looks like we've
Okay.
tried to share it.
Mm.
trtracker.packages. Don't really understand that, but I'm sure it shows up in our docs somewhere. And so with system is a thing that's going to like take some parameters, and then I think the last thing is going to be a function that's like going to take like self prime as a parameter, and then we're going to return self prime dot packages. And I don't know what
So
the
it
argument
takes the
is
same arguments as per system?
exactly. Or no, it invokes a function that takes the same arguments as. You give it a callback.
Yeah. That function takes the same arguments as per system.
Exactly. Yes. And then I don't know what to feed into with system. But I have used it before, and we saw it getting used here. Okay, it just takes system. So that's easy. And in the context of a NixOS module, which we are, you pull system out of packages. So easy, easy, lemon, squeezy. So yeah, here's an example of him defining a package, but he's not making it an option. He's just pulling the default package out. Okay, so for us, I think that's our package set. Kind of, I don't know, maybe this should get pulled out into a let binding. How do folks feel about the readability of this?
It should
Hello,
be
hello.
in lib, in make, in Nixos module lib.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, so we could feed system in as a parameter here. Like that. Or we could even just give it packages. What do you prefer?
Does it config
Oh,
already have system?
can you get that from config?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know how, but I believe that's possible.
Yeah, run a Nix REPL on your like flake that exposes your NixOS configuration.
Sure. Will do. What do we want to put here though? Just so I can remember what we're trying to do. This is going to be nixos module lib dot packages. Flake packages. My
I think
packages.
no. I think the entire package value API package equals.
Oh, okay. Fancy. Dot make package option. And this will be API.
Package. Oh, it does take. Yeah.
Okay. I love it. Then let me just put that there as a little reminder. Okay. Nix REPL. Where did you want me to do a Nix REPL? Somewhere where I can get my hands on a config.
Yeah.
Where would that be? My own personal
Your own.
flake?
Yeah.
And then what do I do? Nixos configurations?
Yep.
But how am I going to
Pick a
get my hands
config
on the config? Okay.
by name.
Pattern.
Okay. .config.
Okay.
And then go into Nix packages. System. Do you have system?
Steering us to use this thing.
But I remember doing this, finding this somewhere. Config. Do you have pkgs? Config pkgs? Do some exploring with tab completion. There's config system. It's a
Hello.
bit of a different system.
That's...
Oh, try config Nix.
What is this system? It's taking a while
Yeah.
to evaluate. Activation scripts.
Don't evaluate. Instead of evaluating, use double tab.
Okay. Not seeing it.
Rotate.
Next.
Jeremy, take
Okay.
command.
All right, Samya. Take the helm.
Same branch. Right? Axe flattened tree.
That's the one.
Okay.
We're pretty deep right now, so I'd vote for let's pass system in the way we know how and maybe leave a comment to circle back to this.
Sure, we can find
But
this pretty easily. Just some tabbing around.
I have my. I don't have my Nix OS config. I have a home manager config. Oh wait, I do have a Nix OS config. I don't use it. But,
How do you make changes to your machine? Oh, you're on a Mac.
yeah.
Oh
Mac.
dear.
Okay, how do I get the Nix OS configuration? Don't see it here.
What are you looking for?
I did a Nix REPL in my configuration directory.
Mm-hmm.
How do I get to Nix OS configuration?
Why would you have an XOS configuration?
It's in the flake. Yes.
Then it's supposed to be under NixOS configurations.
But don't you need to do nix
Oh.
rebel dot
Oh.
to say
Yeah.
load up the current flake?
Yeah. I'm searching as well.
No. How do I load a flake into Nix?
I think I found it.
Okay.
It's not under config. It's just pkgs and then system.
Okay. What
Be
we
right
were
back.
doing was pkgs.studenv.hostplatform.system.
Oh, it should be just this.
Yeah. Yeah, so that might work.
We'll
Either way, we have to
check
pack
that.
either packages. Either way, we have to either pass packages or system into make NixOS module lib. So the first question is, how do we want to change the signature of make NixOS module lib? Do we want it to take packages or do we want it to take system?
Packages seems better.
Okay, that's certainly less to type because we can put it in the inherit expression.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you can take this code, comment it out, delete it, put it in your clipboard or whatever, and let's move it into NixOS module lib. And just as a reminder, before we jump over there, what's the function name that we're going to create? Can you look at how we're using NixOS module lib?
Make package option.
Okay, great. Awesome. Make package option. Wonderful.
So where's this? NixOS modules.
And then we can just add a function here. Just paste the code that you got. Wonderful. And then, let's add packages as a parameter on the very top.
All right.
Or sorry, no, not there. Not the very top. I lied.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the function right there. Beautiful.
And
then we can define a new function called make. Wonderful. And that'll take a single string as a parameter. I don't really know what to call it. It's like the attribute. It's like the package adder or something. It's not a package. It's like a package adder.
The name.
Yeah. Okay. And then we need with system, which you can get at the very top. That's just something Flake Parts will give us if we want it. Yep.
Okay. Don't we have
and the packages text is defined on line 15. So we either have to extract that up into a let binding or make this a recursive adder set.
Moving it up seems easier.
Okay. Then you'll have to inherit it down below. Sweet. Okay.
And this.
And then I think Shahar was saying we can probably change packages to packages.system.
This. Not bad.
You mean config.system? No, config packages.
Oh, I thought you said packages.system.
Sorry. Where is with system coming from here?
We're in a Flake Parts module.
Right. And then what's the first argument that it's supposed to take? System?
Yes.
System. Okay.
Where would it get that from?
Well, we're feeding packages in as a parameter. So one way of doing it that we know works is if you undo Samya. The code we had a moment ago, we know works.
Config.pkgs.system.
Does config have a pkgs foamed under it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great.
Does it?
Mine does not.
The configuration has PKGs, but not the config. The resulting NixOS configuration has. Am I supposed to?
Wait, whose turn is it?
Sorry, what's going on? Who's captain?
I think I
No.
am.
Is it me?
So
You?
I'll hand it off to Samyak.
Oh, okay. Then you take the helm, Jeremy.
Okay.
You.
What? Wait, is it Don or Jeremy? I don't remember. Oh, there's
At the
two
helm.
screens.
Samyak, seriously, see about your microphone. I don't know what's where it is.
Yeah.
Software. Is it your mic? But it's like
Prob-
an impossible combination between you speaking softly and the mic picking up softly.
Yeah.
Where is this? Is this how we're supposed to use it?
I'm surprised. I thought we already updated the code to
Maybe it's
use
the
it.
other side. This
Yeah.
one.
No. What?
This side.
None of this looks like the code I'd expect to see.
Yeah.
It's not the code I have.
Not start would help,
Okay.
but I don't have shell. Do you guys have shell?
I don't know what that means. Sorry. The dev shell?
Dev shell. Like, how do you
I don't
guys
know.
start the
No,
timer?
it's failing.
I've been doing.
Oh, I have the
Oh, yeah. Well, it's
variable
hacked on the
export right
nvarc.
in my
So my nvarc is not loading the flake right now because the flake has been unstable as we work on it.
Is this it now? This side?
Make package option. No, that doesn't look right.
No. Well,
Let's
I
do the
mob
left.
started.
The left side is the one we want. That's
Left
what
side
we
is
want.
good?
Yeah.
So you can
Okay.
make the right side look like that.
Yep.
Beautiful. Love it, love it, love it.
And now I'm going into that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's module lib. The lib takes lib and with it takes with system?
Yep. Because we need it to build the package set.
Sure, sure. What's this?
That's the function. That's the lib builder, the lib maker.
Mm-hmm. Where do we invoke this NixOS modules lib?
It's on the right hand of your screen, line 15.
No, the entire. This is like a module maker, right? This whole file is a module maker.
No, this is a module.
It
This
is
is
a
a flake
module.
parts module.
Okay, got it. So the with system is used here in this make package option. Takes a package attr and then calls lib make package option, and that takes a package. No,
No.
a package set. So this
Oh,
supposed
yes.
to
Sorry.
evaluate into a package set.
Exactly. Yes.
How does that happen? Calling with system, passing the system.
Mm-hmm.
Why would we have PKGs here?
Because we added it as a new parameter to make NixOS module lib.
Right.
So that's a good point. On the
That's
right-hand side of
missing
your
on the
screen,
right.
But I'm
we need to fix
sorry,
that.
like, this entire, like, the lib gets pkgs, and so that's solely for so what I'm and that's solely for obtaining system, not pkgs, not any package, right?
So we debated while you were gone if we should
Mm-hmm.
pass system or packages as a parameter here.
And I was trying to figure out whether config already has
Yes.
system,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pretty sure it does. It must have.
Well, can you show it to us? Because we haven't found it yet.
Nix REPL, here's my own, so NixOS configurations, whatever, one of them. And then here that happens to be PKGs, but that's not what we have access to. We have access to this.
Mm-hmm.
And here, there must be, one way is Nix packages, maybe, host platform system. Nix
Let me try
packages,
that
host
on my
platform
machine.
system.
Because didn't we try that on my machine and it wasn't happy?
No.
So you're doing NixOS configurations dot what?
Dot some name, host name.
Configurations dot hostname, okay.
Dot config.
Dot config dot nix
Dot
packages
Nix packages. The host platform.
dot system.
Dot system.
Beautiful. Let's do it.
Beautiful.
Works on
Let's
mine,
do
maybe.
it. Okay. Config. Nix packages host platform.
And you can then drop
System.
the packages option argument that we added.
Just that means
Nice.
make lib. We didn't yet
Fetcher's already
pass.
good, but API needs a fix.
Okay. API NixOS module.
Mm-hmm. Line 16.
See. Here.
Beautiful.
Okay. Now to the implementation of this.
So
System.
I now wonder. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I just don't understand it yet. And then a function that would take this, systemized inputs, and you can take, you can get the outputs packages. Yeah, that's package set, and then we need to pass the
I don't expect us to need to change this.
what? But that's not how make package option works. The package option also takes the name of the package to obtain from that set.
Yep.
Oh,
And that's
package
fair.
actors.
That's package actors.
Okay, I just was okay. Got it.
Now I'm curious if
Hold that
thanks
thought.
to this.
Next thing.
Okay.
Next. Did.
Now don't take command.
Jeremy took the helm.
Okay. So I'm curious if that package's text is now unused. Like it does not need to be exposed outside of the lib.
Yeah, good point.
Packages text. It's like a hint. It's
Whoops. I hope that didn't do
PKG
anything.
text.
Mob start 7.
Is a hint. It's like if we build the docs, you'll see what's used for.
Oh, no, I understand that it's used. I think I'm not making myself clear. Make packages. Where's this thing? Make packages lib. Why can't I find this thing? Make Nixoff module lib. There we go.
What?
All I'm saying is I wonder if packages text, which previously was exposed, like currently is exposed in lib,
Oh,
I think maybe we were only ever using it
Yeah.
to build the
Give it a
package
little
option.
search.
Yeah. Yeah, see, it's only in here now.
Go ahead.
So I'm going to delete the inherit. Sound good?
You can inline it.
And
I
then
mean,
we'll
where is it
inline
used?
this. Yeah. Good point. That'll be much nicer. Beautiful.
Next.
Okay. Next flake, check. Wonderful. Private Nixoft modules missing. That's the thing we were trying to do. Okay, so here we are in private Nixoft modules DB. We want to expose this way. This was a thing we were thrashing about yesterday. We thought maybe we had to, maybe something different would happen if we exposed it as a flake output, but we're not going to do that anymore. So then I will just address all the commented out stuff here to reintroduce it. That's just undoing. Okay.
Good.
And it's still getting double declared. Okay, so we're back to the
See,
issue, which
let's
makes
give
sense.
Samyak the chance to see that what we were talking about with the duplicate module or duplicate option within a module. You see that the option
So
create locally is
is
already
already
declared
defined. Mm-hmm.
because, yeah, as Jeremy explained earlier.
Yeah.
And
Makes
so I
sense.
believe if we add a key to this module,
Mm-hmm.
so something like this, actually hack, we'll see something different happen.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Great. And now we're finding other hacks we did while debugging stuff. So let me clean those up.
Actually, how about we? Oh no, never mind. Yeah, continue, please.
I just want to, so this is, we can reintroduce this. We can get rid of this hack thing. You're back and you're back. Okay. And then this options hack is now gone. Okay.
This file should be deleted.
Yeah, this to do is a little inaccurate. Okay, great. And now we're getting to a different class of error. So, okay, I'm going to go back to the key that we just added. Talk about how we actually want to define a key here.
There was this module path, or what is it? Module. What was that in flake parts? That argument that we could obtain to make it unique.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was in the implementation of that key equals. If you search key equals
Module location.
module location, that
Okay,
seems to be in top level flake parts.
well, let's give it a shot.
And on top of that, so now it's unique to to our to this to this module. And on top of that, we could do something like hash db,
Yeah,
and then it's unique.
and then we just need to write a 5-page essay explaining why this is here.
Are we that kind?
No, I don't know. Okay, so the option. So now we're debugging this thing. Very cool. Do we want to leave any sort of like explanation here, or just leave it be? This is such a weird line of code unless you know what's going on.
We can just refer to the issue.
Yeah, because it does seem like the sort of thing that is going to hopefully go away someday. Okay, done. I feel much better about that. API.port. Where does this come from? And are we not setting it? Oh, I see a commented out line of code here. Okay, more crap to reintroduce, probably left over from our debugging. This enable is commented out, probably not intention, probably left over from debugging, right, Shahar?
Yep.
Okay, and now we probably got a bad reference because we shuffled code around and we probably have too many dots, right? Oh, never mind, I triggered a different issue by trying to enable the fetcher. Exciting. Oh, okay, maybe that makes sense because we haven't actually exported the fetcher package yet. Yeah, okay. So by reintroducing this line of code, it's now forcing us to uh, get the fetcher package defined, which is good stuff to do.
Jeremy, take command.
Okay, Samyak, let's see your screen.
Yes. We need fetcher as an output. Do we get that in the flick?
So I think it's probably we have this old packages directory, and we need to port
Mhm.
fetcher to the new way of doing things.
Oh, this.
Yeah, and you can see how we did
Understood.
this for API. In it's probably modules / API.
New API. That's all.
So we're going to do something like that, but for fetcher.
Okay. And here's API. So it's the same thing, but we have some extra inputs.
Yeah,
Right?
so it makes sense. Fetcher needs get, API doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Behind comes fetcher. Sure. And fix that. Checks. What's this doing here?
This is to make sure that Nick's click check actually confirms we can build the darn thing. So we do want to
Oh,
define a.
okay. Checks are defined here. Previously, they were in the
Yeah. So this is one of the
root.
nice things about the Flake Parts refactor is we're kind of able to put things that are related near each other.
Yeah, makes sense. Need this GitHub GraphQL schema. Where
I
does
wonder if
that come from?
is it possible that we don't Fetcher needs to query GitHub. Yes. Yeah. That makes sense. Cool.
These are packages.
Yeah. I guess you could do it with packages. in front of the array,
Yeah.
unless people have brought in by way.
Yeah. Thanks. Same for this. Pin. That's also from. Oh, it's from lib.
Packages, lib, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lib.
Great.
You get
And then-
lib here. I'm guessing.
Maybe. We'll find out.
Right. And packages.
Cool.
Okay. Well, what about this one?
Just like on the left, I'm pretty. Ooh, yeah, I think we made it a top level art. So you can't put it in per system. I think you have to turn this whole file
Oh.
into a function.
Okay.
And then comma dot dot dot.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay,
Yes.
that might work.
Let's see. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Now let's
Okay.
click check.
Awesome. Okay. And then we almost certainly are.
Absolute.
Too many dots somewhere.
Is MD.
That looks like the line.
We are only one number.
Looks good.
What is the scope of this branch?
We're trying to get rid of
Flattened tree.
flatten tree.
Well, it would be funny committing this as rem flattened tree.
As what? Sorry?
It would be funny committing this with the title of rem flattened tree.
RAM?
Remove.
Like RM. Oh.
RM. Yeah.
Sure.
So we don't have GitHub GraphQL schema.
That
We're
can be
finding it
moved
somewhere.
to the. I think it's at the flake root, but I think now it can be better placed in this NixOS module lib, perhaps. No, because it's not just a NixOS.
Yeah.
It's not a NixOS thing at all.
Package.
You need it to build the package. Yeah. Can we look at where it's defined in flake.nix, Samya? Because I'm surprised that didn't work.
Here.
Yeah, that should be an argument to every Flake parts module.
Spelling.
What's the error?
Attribute GitHub GraphQL schema missing.
Where exactly?
I don't know.
Dev shells. While checking flake output dev shells.
Next it.
Okay. So maybe we actually got that right and it's somewhere else.
So don't take command.
I think we're done for today.
Oh.
All right. Getting there.
Yes.
Oh, something else we should do. We set key to work around the deduplication thing. We should also set file because that gives better error messages for people, possibly ourselves.
what we set it to. We can set it to the path of that file.
Yeah, which is what we saw the code in Flake parts of.
Isn't that just module location?
I think so.
But so why does Flake parts set key and file to the same value? Why does it have the hash in the file as well? Obviously, that hash is not part of a file name, a file
Because
path.
it's operating, I think, in a different. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's because it's operating on all of the things, right? Like it's doing all this in the apply method, and so
So
module
there is no
location.
file. There is no file. There's no
Well,
real file.
I think I don't know. It's a good question.
In that case, it doesn't know the real file. It fakes a file.
I don't know. We'd have to we could get our hands on a Flake parts thing and poke at it in the REPL and see what it's set to, and if it's actually something useful or not.
Mm-hmm. Will we remember to do that Monday?
No, I won't.
Do we need a to-do?
Okay, let me place something there.
Thank you. That's why I mentioned it, because I was like, I'm not going to remember this. I think it's underscore file or something.
Right. Actually, I want to use that's
Love it.
Samyak.
Yes.
Share screen and prove to me that your gain is on maximum.
Yes. So this mic has an app. Improve gain max.
That's a good start.
That's the system. Yeah, it's max. It only goes till here. 40%. Maybe 50.
Tap the mic.
That got
That
all the
went
way
to
up.
100.
Yeah.
So it's
I
So
think you're just very soft spoken. Have you and Samyak ever
I
met
need
in
to.
person? Or have you and Don ever
Yeah.
met in person?
No.
not yet.
When you're on phone calls with people, Samyak, can they understand what you're saying?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I'm the same. Same.
I think you are just very soft spoken.
Yes.
Which is it's very
Okay.
relaxing to listen to your voice. I want to be clear about that. But
You
the
just need
gain
a
is not
microphone
equalized.
that I think a microphone that simply picks up. I think that's a condenser, right?
No, it's a dynamic
Dynamic. What
mic.
does that mean?
The other kind.
The other
I
guy.
don't know what. Not a condenser.
Uh-huh. I wonder. Is it directional? Is like is it does it need to be aimed properly?
Yes, it needs like need to speak it from here.
Top.
Yeah, on the top.
How about putting it right next to your mouth?
That.
Yes, that's great.
Oh, that's much better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but please don't strain your neck. Use the arm to do it. Mm-hmm.
Is that better?
It's better,
Is
but
it
I would.
better?
Yeah, I think when get it, use your visual indicator there, so that when you speak normally, it like gets nearly to the top, like three before the top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Testing. Oh,
Now that's good. That's how
okay.
I want to hear you.
Okay.
But don't be concerned about the recording, because there's a feature of normalizing audio.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay. I don't want to bore the listeners, the viewers, too much with this. So thank you
Right,
for
we're still on.
listening.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Watching, and enjoy your weekend. Although I haven't published any of this yet, and
Yeah.
I might do it over the weekend. Let's see.
Cool.
Great work, guys. Don't hang up. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.